see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, my God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
Good morning or good day, wherever you're tuning in from. Mick McQuillan coming to you live from Ireland, the sunny island of Ireland today. Thank God it's sunny. I hope it's going to stay like this till October. But listen, look, welcome to the show. And of course, we're going through the Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich. And of course, this is episode 44. We're into week 22. Probably only got 1 or 2 weeks left with this. But this is really about personal development with a lifestyle plan. But look, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, click the notification button so that you can be notified when we're on. And it's usually around about the same time. I'm just waiting for my good friend Joey just to show up. So I will introduce him when he gets here, but I'm sure he won't be long. You know, he's a busy guy, right? But look, what we're talking about is a no limits, transform your life. And we're studying this, webinar. And again, the link is in the description. So I would encourage you to go and go through it for yourself. Of course, you can download the workbook and join in. It's just an opportunity to change, to change for the better. And we all want better, right? We all want better, whether it's better physical health, better mental health, better financial health, whatever it is. And the truth is that you can think your way to that. Like change starts with a change of mind. You have to change your thinking. So look, we're going to get into this. Let me see. Is there anything else I need to do? Let me see. Hold on a second. My good friend's just joining us here. Here he is, Joey. Say hello.
Hey, good day. This is Joye Maronga here from Sydney, Australia. Beautiful day today. Very grateful to be back to the studio today with my good friend Mike to add value, make a difference, and contribute. Mike, I'm ready. I'm happy.
All right, brilliant. So listen, I was just saying that obviously we're studying the Born Rich webinar. We're into part 6, which is the final part. We've only probably got a couple of weeks left on this before we get through it. But I was also saying that, you know, you can change your life by changing your mind, by changing your thoughts. And of course, this is what this has been about up until now. So we're going to get into the crunch of it, Joey. Let me just share my screen. Hold on a second. Don't forget, if you've got comments, we love to see and hear comments. And do join in. Let me see. I just want to get this. I've got this little overlay. I want to get rid of this banner. Okay. And let me just share my screen and we shall get going. Okay. All right. That's the uncomfortable silence.
What did we say right at the start of the lesson? Motivation and education leads to wise decisions and intelligent action and enables us to enjoy the prosperity which is our birthright. Now we say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you. We're on page 51. And therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Want to shoot a better golf game? Quit golfing with your friends. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. Just think of how you can. Forget about whether you can or not. You know you can. You just have to find out how. Begin to visualize yourself as a risk taker, and then starting telling yourself that you are one. Become fully aware of the good vibrations you get simply by virtue of practicing these simple exercises. Now here we are at the page of top of page 52. I've been quoting William James or James Allen. Through every lesson, I think I've given you this quote. Your circumstances may not be congenial, but they will not long remain so if you perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. I still have not figured out how Leslie and Brian even bought that first house. I haven't figured it out. Because if they had any money, they had it well buried. That was before they started to earn anything. Then they started to work with Nino, and the income skyrocketed. So I don't even have to think of how they bought the second one. I'm not quite sure how many they're going to buy. But I know one thing. If you haven't got much and you want to get a lot in real estate, you sit down and talk to them, they'll tell you. That you're going to make some major exciting moves. You've been thinking about them. You're committing yourself to it. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
I wanted to make $250,000 in a year. And I achieved that goal. And when Bob says, be careful what you think because you will surely become it, we did $420,000 that year. I came back with the suggestion of Sam Kalanick. Sam is with the Maxwell organization, KM in the States. And Sam suggested that I come back to the seminar and get back into the Born Rich book because that's where the success came from the beginning. And I'm sure that with the Proctor seminar that I've had here today, that I know that I'm going to reach my new goal of $1.3 million is what I want to make this year.
To earn $500,000 in the next 12 months.
I came to Bob Proctor's seminar 4 years ago. At that time, I set my goal to make $40,000 a year salary. And after 4 years, I'm making about 3 times that. And I've come back again because I want to make it triple or quadruple.
I want honors. I want to graduate with honors.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good.
We're going to talk about the fine line.
Amateur hour, Joey. Listen, just before we get into this next section, right? So he's talking about motivation and education. And, one of the things I learned a long time ago, I can't remember who it was who told me this, but when I was thinking that, someone would say something to me and I'd say, I don't know how to do that. And I remember them saying, but if you did know how to do it, how would you do it? And I kind of adopted that phrase then. So anytime that I don't know, if I'm not sure what to do, I ask myself, if I did know what to do, if I did know how to do it, how would I do that? And it just changes my way of thinking. It opens up new possibilities. It gives me new ideas. And I just think that when motivation and education is it is important, right? It's important to learn, but it's important to put into practice what you learn. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think they said knowledge is it's power, but I think we learn in our journey that applied knowledge is very powerful, because you can collect. You don't want to become a collector of information. You want to become a person that collect and apply or implement those. And I think that's what most make a difference in people that they success with people that they just average people, and people that they haven't achieved something in life because they haven't really applied what they learned. And we don't want to become a collector of information. We want to become a person that apply those knowledge. Even when you try a little bit every day, we call it a daily method of operation in our profession. Even just do a little things in life. Find people to talk to, find people to share good ideas, find people to share the product that we, that help improve our health every single day. And, maybe send them a message, a tools, which is nowadays very easy because we have a video, we have a clips, some, brochure online. In the old days, they're more into a personal to person. And I kind of like that way. I'm more into talk to people face to face. I feel the connection very, powerful in just in person. But by time, method and technique are evolve or changing, but the fundamental of us as a human being, we are meant to connect. And with all the information that we accumulate or collecting, when we capture the ideas and also the wisdom within that knowledge and share that with other people through, our deed or our work and also our daily life, it's very powerful because we can see the impact within us first, and then the other people that the information touched them. Because we become as like a vessel in my background with the faith background, religion, we believe that we are God channel, like God loved this world through us, that make the world a better place because we smile at people, we share good ideas with people, because we learn that ideas, we not only learn it and hold on to it, but we apply that through us to other people's. So we become like a light, the information that we have, and then when we reflect it to other people, we just become like a good mirror. We reflect the goodness that in people to them, And the people realize, oh, we have a tremendous potential within us. Or Bob talk about it's like a tremendous reservoir of potential within us. When we start to realize that, because we educate people, because we study this material, you and I go out to the world and share that through this broadcast, through what we do daily in our workplace, in our professional, in our daily life, with our family. It's it's not only transform other people's life, but we can see that we're gifted with something, and we're not hold on to it, but we are people that are giver. And I think that's make a difference. And I think a lot of people remember Bob for that. He's just a giver, you know. He studied those material from Earl Nightingale and the Conan professional, and other in the thing in Crow Ridge, Napoleon Hill. He didn't hold on to it or keep it to himself, but he make a decision that he will share this with the world. And you and I are very grateful that we have that opportunity to learn and transform our life. So that's why we're here today, because we want to pay it forward. We want to apply that to our life, and it's worked to us, and we want to continue on to pay it forward to other people's life.
Yeah, and I think, look, if you're watching this live or whether you're watching it on the replay, you might be you might be thinking that you want to change something, and sometimes change is hard. But once you make that decision, as soon as you make the decision or you choose to make the decision to change, it becomes easy. Now, Joey, I know your story. You were kind of forced into that change because of, having a heart attack and ending up in hospital and things like this. And, so that makes it pretty easy to change. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if you carry on down that path, you're not with us for much longer. Do you know what I mean? So like, but if you're just kind of going through life, home to work routine, maybe a little bit dissatisfied, you want to do something, but you're not sure what to do. Like, you can start with simple things like just taking control of your health, right? Just taking control, of your daily routine, your daily method of operation, as you talked about. And we all have habits that we do. Do you know what I mean? You wake up in the morning and literally those habits kick in. And Bob Proctor, in this You Were Born Rich, talks about those habits, talks about changing those habits, recognizing them and changing them, setting goals to do things in a different way, to get different outcomes. So you can start just with a simple thing by taking control of your health, by maybe getting up in the morning and going for a walk rather than, grabbing that cup of coffee or having that New York breakfast or whatever it is that you normally do, turning on the television, watching the news, whatever. Instead of doing that, you could do something different and changing that habit, breaking the habit, the cycle that you've got now, change and creating a new cycle, a new habit, which maybe is going to give you more energy, which maybe is going to, give you more mental acuity or whatever it is, and that changes the whole shape of your day, because once you change that first thing in the morning, to be honest, the whole day can be different. It's just a choice, right? You can just choose to do something different. You can choose to eat different foods. You could choose to exercise more, move around more, drink more water, whatever it is. But I think if you're taking control of your health, that can then inspire other people in your family, in your life. Like, you're a great example, Joey, great example. And if anybody hasn't, you want to go to Joey's Facebook page and take a look. Joey's in the gym like 5 days a week, maybe, I don't know, maybe more. He's out with his family. He's going on hikes. So he's not doing it by himself. He's including his whole family in this, personal development lifestyle plan that he has. And it's incredible to see. And it's incredible because he's not just inspiring, his family and making a difference in his own life. He's actually bringing the community along with him as well. It's not just his kids, it's his kids' friends and everything else. So, Joey is a real inspiration to me. I follow him on Facebook. If you're not following him, you should be. Do you know what I mean? Because he can really, inspire you, because look, if Joey can do it, anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. If you want to make a change in your life, it's just a choice. It's just a choice. And the reason why, for so long I didn't do anything, I didn't make a change, It wasn't because I didn't want to change. It was because I was scared. I was scared to change. You know, I was scared of what other people might think. I was scared of failing, you know, and, you know, I wanted to kind of try and do things in secret. That way no one would know that I was even trying, or that no one would know that I might fail, you know. But, you know, it takes courage. It takes, as Bob says, it takes guts and goals, right? That's what it takes, you know. But firstly, you've just got to make that decision, make that choice. You know, don't call it a decision, call it a choice. You're choosing to do something different. You're choosing to go in a different direction. You're choosing to take your life in a different direction. Like those last few testimonials that, you know, that we were watching on the video there, where people were setting goals, you know, and they were exceeding their goals. You know, they were, you know, one guy wanted to make 250,000. He ended up making, you know, 480,000. You know, one guy wanted to make 40 grand a year. He's earning 3 times that. And he's come back to this because he wants more. He wants more change. You know, he wants better, more better. We all want more better, right? All right, listen, check out Joey on his YouTube channel or on his Facebook, facebook.com, Joey Unger, right? Go there now, check it. Well, not now, after, right? All right, let's get back to this, Joe, because I'm interested to see where it's going, you know, because we're coming to the crescendo, right?
Line between winning and losing. And as it says in your book, it's just as fine as the razor's edge. So let's give John a warm welcome so he comes up to lead us through this next lesson.
Turn over to the razor's edge on 53 at the top. You see the razor's edge. How many people had the opportunity to see the razor's edge? There was 2 movies, the old one, then the new one. I believe Don Murray played the part in the recent movie. Bill Murray, thank you very much. You know, it's interesting in that particular movie, it's pretty well the story of someone trying to find the meaning to life, the meaning of success. And he ended up in the Himalayas there talking to some great guru. And as he got away up in the mountains there, he met Shirley MacLaine on the way, had a conversation, and he went on, continued on. And, you know, as he met this here great master, he asked him, you know, what is the secret to life? Well, what is this thing all about? What is the difference in winning and losing and success and failure? And I'll never forget, you know, the analogy went something like this. He said, you know, there's a big path going down here, he said, along this mountain. And he said, the path is very, very small. And as you walk, you can tilt this way, and as you walk, you can tilt that way. But he said, the person that gets to the other end, they're walking a path that is as fine as a razor's edge. So the real difference in winning and losing, he said, is as fine as a razor's edge. You know, last night I just watched something that we may never again watch in an entire lifetime, when Gibson came to the plate. You could feel the excitement. And it was master against master. Eckersley against Gibson. Now, you know what's most interesting about Gibson coming to the plate? Why would anyone expect Gibson to hit a home run at that time when he has probably the lowest batting average in the playoffs in this series of anybody on that team? Well, you see, Gibson will do what he has to do when he has to do it. You think about this. Do you know that the people who come to these seminars the most are the ones who need it the least? The ones who do not come are the ones who need it the most. Now, the real razor's edge difference works this way for you and for me. Many, many years ago, there's a great story told about a guy named Charles Schwab, who was the president of Bethlehem Steel and eventually put together the package called U.S. Steel. And he was approached by a guy named Ivy Lee. Ivy Lee walked in, he said, Mr. Schwab, I believe that we have an idea that could dramatically increase your business, he said, beyond where it is. And the most interesting thing about that is that when Schwab said to him, well, we already know what it is we should be doing, but if you can show us a better way of getting it done, we'll listen to you and pay you anything within reason. Well, Ivy Lee took out a sheet of paper and he started to write on it. And he said, now I want you to get out a sheet of paper. Now he said, what I'd like you to do, Mr. Schwab, is write down the 6 most important things you have to do tomorrow. Schwab did as requested. Now he said, first thing tomorrow morning, I want you to take out that list. And he said, you'll have them numbered in priorities. Priority A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now he said, I want you to work on number 1. And don't go to number 2 until you complete number 1. He said, then you try the idea, put it to work for 60 days, send me a check for whatever you think the idea is worth. 60 days later, Ivy Lee received a letter stating that the lesson had been the best he had ever learned from a business point of view. And he enclosed a check for $25,000. Now, I want you to write down the 6 most important things you have to do tomorrow. That could be the razor's edge difference for you. Now, you put it to work, and in 60 days, you can send me a check for $25,000.
You started your business because you want financial freedom. You started it a while ago and you don't have financial freedom. Why?
But you see, there is such a small difference in the people that are actually coming up with the results versus the people that are not getting the results. What is the difference in person B and we'll say person A? What is the basic difference? I mean, they both have, we'll say, the same aptitude, same education, maybe come from the same neighborhood, may work in the same company. They may have even gone to the same schools. But it seems that person A, they just keep on achieving, even though they have great adversities. But person B never really gets off the launching pad. What is the basic difference in these two people? Well, I believe it's the razor's edge. That there is such a fine line that separates people. Now, I want you to consider this. Wade Boggs was the leading hitter in the major leagues, in the American League in the last season, and perhaps for the last 5. He ended up with a batting average of about .358. The person who was the 10th highest hitter in the major leagues was somewhere around .301. What is the real difference in Wade Boggs and the person who was in 10th place? Consider it. For every 10 times that Boggs goes to bat, he gets 3.58 hits. The person who is hitting .301 out of 10 times at bat gets 3.01 hits. The real difference in these two people is not even a half a hit for every 10 times they go to the plate. But Boggs is earning $1.7 million a year, and I noticed the 10th place hitter was earning about $280,000 a year, even though there's a small difference in the number of hits they get, less than a half a hit. The difference in income is absolutely phenomenal. You go back to a day when the greatest base stealer in the history of the major leagues, a guy by the name of Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb, we remember, as a fearless individual that always played to win. But do you know that Ty Cobb, he had what is called a stolen base percentage of 71%. In the same year that Cobb was recognized for his greatness, there was a man named Carey, and I'll guarantee you few people have ever heard of him. Carey had a stolen base percentage of 98%. Do you know he had 53 attempts? He was only caught twice, which meant he had 51 stolen bases. 51 stolen bases. Why is it we remember Cobb so well? Tell you why. It wasn't because Cobb was caught 38 times. 38 times Cobb was caught stealing second base, or third, or home. That's not why we remember Cobb. Cobb stole 96 bases. That's not why we remember Cobb. Someone has broken his record. Do you know why everyone remembers the great Ty Cobb? Is because he made 134 attempts. Was the razor's edge difference that Cobb was a better base dealer? Or was it because he made more attempts than this man carried? That was the real razor's edge difference. Now, I'm going to give you one simple little formula that will act as the razor's edge difference for you. Just one. That's all, just one. Then I want to cover the book, and we'll get into the last two lessons with Robert. Now, here it is. The common denominator of success. The very simple formula, not an easy one, but a very simple one. It works like this. A man wrote a marvelous little book, 20 pages, and he entitled it The Common Denominator of Success. And he said the common denominator of success in his business, your business, my business, any business, is in forming the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Now think about this. Failures, this individual is influenced in pleasing methods only, whereas this person, a success type individual, they're influenced by pleasing results only. They have formed the habit of doing things that this person does not like to do. Think about it. Are you influenced by pleasing results? Or are you influenced by pleasing what is called methods? What are you influenced by? Are you influenced by where you're going? Or are you influenced in defending where you are? Because the razor's edge difference could be just one simple action that you do every single day. The 6 most important things that are going to move you in the direction of your goal. And that's basically what it comes down to. Let's look at this and see what we come up with on page 53, because we promised we'd get you out of here by 5 o'clock. It says you are likely 1 inch, 1 step, 1 idea away from turning on to the boulevard of beauty in your life. It has often been said that that line which separates winning from losing is as fine as the razor's edge, and it really is. Somerset Maugham wrote an entire book entitled A Razor's Edge, and Darryl F. Zanuck spent $4 million producing a movie which had the same title. Both of these great people, author and movie maker alike, knew there wasn't a big difference among people. There was only a difference in the things that they accomplished. And that was the theme of the movie as well as the book. One person just about starts a project. Well, are you one that just about starts it? Or are you the person that actually gets it started and completes it? One individual almost completes a task, but the other completes it. One student nearly passes the exam, the other person passes it. And although the difference in their marks may be only 1 percentage point out of 100, it is that 1 percentage point that makes all the difference in the world. Now turn the page. Now, you could spend some time reading page 54. But you see, the whole idea is not in what you read on 54, not what you read in Born Rich, not what you listen to from the tape in Born Rich. The difference is whether or not you are prepared to write out a list of actions that are razor edge activities and then make a commitment to do them. Remember yesterday I mentioned the word excellence? Excellence is that fine line. It is only a commitment to completion. That's all excellence means. It's a commitment to completion. So you see, it doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter how many seminars you go to, how many tapes you hear, how many experiences you've had. The difference is you know what you have to do. There isn't one person in here that cannot intellectually comprehend what it is they have to do and write it down as a razor's edge activity. As a razor's edge activity. Anytime that I mention this 9 o'clock idea, 9 a.m. Idea that I just want to share with you for a moment, and I look at a guy up there named Grant Sylvester. He knows it as well as anybody. But I can remember when earlier on, about 18 years ago, Bob would talk about the 9 a.m. call. In other words, about being in front of people at 9 a.m. every day. And you know, I tried that one time. And they say that trying is failure with honor. But I didn't try it. I made a commitment it was going to work. There's a big difference. And you know, I couldn't begin to tell you some of the rewards that I've enjoyed from that Razor's Edge activity just by getting started maybe an hour early. Do you know that if you start something an hour early, or if you work an hour later, do you know that's 9 40-hour weeks that you enjoy each additional year? Just one more hour is a Razor's Edge activity that'll give you 9 40-hour weeks of productivity in your life, no matter what area of your life you're talking about. When are you going to do something about it? When are you going to sit down, take this page, page 55, and actually list some things that you are definitely going to do, which are relatively simple things, and again, they're not easy. Anybody that ever tells us something is easy, they say that because they don't do it. There isn't anything that's easy. You know, it's interesting how last night, you look on the dugout and they're talking about where is Kurt Gibson? Obviously, he's not dressed tonight. A number of years ago in Michigan, Kurt Gibson was having problems hitting left-handed pitchers because he's a left-handed hitter. And he was having such a hard time that he actually went and he took a course on visualization because it was affecting how he hit right-handed pitchers. Let me tell you what happened. Not only did he start hammering right-handed and left-handed pitchers, but last night what you experienced was a man who made a decision and who made a commitment to completion. He come out there in 2 gimpy legs in pain. He had a hard time running around the bases. But did you notice that in pain he was in joy? Did you notice in pain he was in happiness? Did you notice in pain he was in victory? Did you notice in pain that he was a winner? He knows the difference as far as the Razor's Edge is concerned. I don't know if he knows how to verbalize it, but I can tell you this. He knows how to act on it. He knows how to act on it. He could have said, Tommy, I don't feel good enough to go. Tommy, I don't think I can make it. Tommy, you should use someone else. No, he said, Tommy, I'm available when you need me. When the reporters asked him, why would you even think of playing with such pain and such injuries? He looked at the reporter and he said, have you ever played baseball? So what is the Razor's Edge activity for you? On page 56, just to complete this, if you're employed in a sales capacity, consider the dynamic sales presentation which you could be developing in a month or two. If you simulated a sales presentation with an imaginary prospect or possibly one of your associates every day for 1 hour, imagine what would happen if you practice your craft every day. Imagine what would happen if you practice your craft as a parent, if you practice your craft in your profession, if you practice your craft in your family life, in your personal life, and with your friends. Can you imagine what would happen? Well, you see, if you're only going to try it for a week, I want to tell you now, don't do it because the frustration will be worse than ever. If you're going to try it for 2 weeks, maybe. But if you want it to really work, I'll tell you this. You give the next 90 days of your life, the very best you've got, and I'll guarantee you one thing, life will give you everything you want for the rest of your life. 90 days. I could go through this, and at the bottom, it's asking you to make a commitment. I'm going to suggest that sometime this week, and you know, tomorrow you're going to be very tired, but I'm going to suggest tomorrow, just give some thought to what we were covering today in the Razor's Edge, because the difference is action, the difference is activity, the difference is doing. The difference is really doing. And then you make a commitment on what you're going to do with this page. And don't allow others, don't allow events to control your activity. Don't allow that. I kind of like, you know, the Guy who was walking back and forth in front of the bed on a Sunday night, and his wife said, "Are you ever going to come to bed? It's midnight." He said, "I can't." He said, "Why not?" He said, "I'm having a problem." He said, "The mortgage is due tomorrow, and we have no money in the bank." She said, "Isn't that so-and-so down the street where our bank manager lives? Isn't that the bank we deal with? Isn't he the manager?" So that's right. Went over, she picked up the phone, she called him. She had a few words and hung up the phone. She said, "Now, will you get into bed?" He said, "What did you do?" He said, "I just called the bank manager and let him know that you can't make the mortgage payment tomorrow. He'll be up all night worrying about it. You get to bed." Excellence is a commitment to completion, and that's the difference in the Razor's Edge activities you're going to get involved in to really make this program work for you.
And I'm sure you can relate that to almost any experience in your life, whether it be in relationships. The Razor's Edge may be commitment. Whether it be in selling, the Razor's Edge may be one more call. Whether it be in just your family life, the Razor's Edge might be just turning off the television for maybe 1/2 hour each day. For me, in doing the seminars and the things that I've been able to accomplish through the seminars, the Razor's Edge for me has been persistence. In other words, when I was in doubt, I went to work. When I was in doubt, I went forward. When I wanted to quit, I took one more step ahead. So the Razor's Edge is always perhaps a decision. And I think that this is probably very, very significant to anyone that we may be sharing with today. But I know that we don't have as many problems as we have decisions to make. And quite often that problem mushrooms only because of the lack of decision. So the Razor's Edge for a lot of people could be to make a decision, even though they don't have a complete set of facts to operate with. Make a decision, and usually by making that decision, the next decision will be revealed to you.
Now on page 55, there's a space there for you to jot down 6, 7, 8 little things that'll make a big difference. I'm not suggesting that you use them all, but at least recognize 6 and then implement them. Remember, right at the beginning of the book, we point out that reading and memorizing isn't going to do you any good. It's understanding and application that's really going to make the difference. So before you proceed any further, make sure that page 55 is complete with your Razor Edge activities.
Let's have just that one more dimension of energy to bring this in for a...
All right, Joe. So there was a lot in that. I kind of like that story, the Razor's Edge. Yeah, it's making me think that you kind of win or lose, in the moments, Joe. When you've got things, when you've got choices to make, you've got decisions to make, that's when you win or lose, by either making the right choice or maybe the not so right choice. I don't want to say the wrong choice because, it's not necessarily about being right or wrong. It's about, what's going to move you closer towards your goal, whatever that goal is. And sometimes we just don't take that step. We just don't make that move. We just hold back a bit but anyway, listen, he was talking about making a list. I would encourage you to download the Freedom, Health and Lifestyle goal sheet. The link is in the description. And there you can maybe get on top of some health goals. So do that, and of course send it into Joey or send it into me. Again, our emails are in the description, and we're happy to walk you through that process. We've got different tools and tactics and solutions, to help you look and feel the best you felt in a decade. But again, it starts with this. It starts with the thoughts, and certainly the visualization. I love that 90 days, commitment to completion. Imagine what you could do in 90 days if you were trying to take control of your health. And of course, he was talking about, that 1 hour. That 1 hour, you could do something differently, to be the difference in your own Razor's Edge, whatever that is. Give me your thoughts, Joe. I'm interested in what you're thinking.
Yeah, like you said, Mike, there's a lot of value on that clips, and 90 days it got my attention because in our profession or in our business world, I think you know better. You got your own business with your family, and you've been successful in it. It's 90 days can make a big difference, and I see a lot of people done 90-day runs, a 90-day challenge. And it's funny because we were talking about it. I'm going to start a 90-day run with our team next month, which is starting May, and May, June, July. So it's a challenge for us. The first time we're going to do it. But I follow other leaders too, like Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn talk about season. In 90 days, it's like season. Everything. It take 3 months for some really change then into a I put there 90-day razor commitment. Because the razor age, it's very. I like how he said that. That's what make the difference, and because a lot of people didn't know, that's why they don't want to do anything. If we can only know it's a razor edge, that little push, that 1 hour a day push, or challenge that you want to put yourself into it, that will transform your life. And and they encourage to do it in 90 days. Try it for 90 days. It will, and it's happened to us too. I think with our 16-week challenge, that's part of the 90 days, because you give some time for transform, for change to happen. It won't happen overnight, and that's what I come to understand in my journey. If I want to change my health, my outlook, my energy level, it won't happen overnight. That's the truth. But it will happen over time. If you want to make the commitment, make the decision. We always talk about decision. It's all start with the decision, committed decision. If you want to make the commitment, make the decision, you will get there. You will face challenge and adversary. But John mentioned a few times. That's why it's differentiate successful people from failures, because successful people, when they go to work. When they are doubt, they still go to work. They still stand up, and we get to a level of that awareness. And that's what we're here. We don't have to do this. This podcast, but we know by showing up every Sunday, give value, add value to the people, because the transformation comes within us. It starts for us, and we by showing up, by turning up, make that razor edge commitment. Our week starts very good, because this is like a foundation for our week, you and I. And because we experience that abundance, which is we already entitled to, which is Bob said, that's our birthright. We have the birthright for abundance. And by laying the foundation every week, by doing this podcast, we're on fire. You on fire, I'm on fire, and whatever I do. And people saw that, and they said, man, but we all know that a lot of people, they're just being a tourist. They're just sitting on the side and watching. Oh, look at Joey. He's been in the mountain hiking. And actually, you can do the same thing. If you make a committed decision, I can change this. I want to change the way I look, the way I feel, the way my energy level is. You just have to make the change. And even for 1 hour, wake up every day, 1 hour, and read, study, exercise, go for a walk. Start little and improve there.
That's great advice, Joe. Yeah, that's good advice. But look, you got to remember, doing nothing is still doing something. Do you know what I mean? But you can't do nothing and expect things to change. You have to do something different. And just for the record, it takes 21 days to create a new habit. So if you start something, You need that consistency. You need to do it consistently. So even if you are just going to get up and instead of, getting your cup of coffee or whatever, I would encourage you to get up 20 minutes earlier, go for a 20-minute walk, walking 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back, walking 25% faster, using a particular breathing exercise, which that will literally, change your energy levels, completely. And that can set up your day in a totally different way. If you do that for 21 days straight, you're going to have a new habit. You're going to have a new habit of just getting up. Your body's going to change. You're going to see results. You're going to see the change. You're not going to see it if you do it for just one day. You're not going to do something one day and then expect to see incredible results. You need to do it for days at a time. Does that mean you can't skip a day here and there? Of course you can skip a day. We're all human. And nobody's perfect. Do you know what I mean? But if you have more good days than bad days, you're going to get a better result. You're going to get good results. Like you don't see someone training for a boxing match, and then kind of the week before the boxing match going to the training. No, they start training like months in advance. If you're training for the Olympics, you're training for 4 years or at least 2 years for the Olympics. So if you want to get, to be honest, the 90-day thing is just incredible. You're going to see amazing results. You're going to see amazing results for you. You're going to see amazing results for the people that you're working with. Like that is life-changing, potentially life-changing. And some of the things that you're going to do, the consistency that you're going to create, the new habits that you're going to create, the momentum the momentum shift that's going to bring, not just for you, but for people in your team and in your organization, it's just going to be dynamic. It's going to be a dynamic, life-changing experience for many, many people. It's going to be incredible. I'm excited for it, super excited, So look, I would say, this couldn't have come at better timing, really, the commitment to completion. Do you know what I mean? The razor's edge, the excellence, the commitment to completion. It's perfect, But look, the last thing you want to do is beat yourself up, because most people, when I talk about most people, I'm really talking about me. So when I fail, I can sometimes, go into that failure, start kind of beating myself up about it and, why didn't I do it? And asking myself all these questions. It doesn't matter. To be honest, it's paid for. It's done. Can't change it. All I can do is just in the next moment where I've got a choice to make, which is either going to move me further or closer from my goal, is to make a decision which is going to move me closer to my goal, not further away. Like if I sit and dwell on the failures, what am I going to get? More failure. All I'm doing is manifesting more failure in my life. By thinking failure, I need to be thinking success. I need to be thinking about winning. I need to be thinking about helping. I need to be thinking about, how I want to look and feel, and then making decisions that are going to move me in that direction, making choices that are going to move me in that direction. Like I love the books that we kind of go through, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Maxwell?
Maxwell.
Yeah. And some of the things and some of the, the experiments that have been done where people, literally think about doing exercise or think about shooting a basketball, and they get just the same kind of, almost the same results as the person physically practicing. Do you know what I mean? So, like people can build muscle, build strength, build mental muscle just by thinking in a certain way. And this is what this, remastered You Were Born Rich webinar is really teaching you. It's teaching you to think in a certain way or how to think in a certain way to get the best out of your life. Like, to be honest, if that's not beautiful in itself, if that's not, what did you say? What was it? If that's not the boulevard of beauty, this is it, right? So This is a real opportunity just for anybody. If you want to change something in your life, it starts here. This is where it starts. Now Joey can help you. I can help you. We can't do it for you, but we can help and guide and support and encourage. And that's really what we're here to do. We're not here to tell you that you're wrong or what you're doing is wrong. We're here to say that there's a different way. There's a different way of doing it. That's all. That's my theory on it. Anyway, I'm not saying my way's right, but if your way's not working for you, maybe take a look at something else, right?
Absolutely. The quote that you just put it up, it's funny because I just add what person there, you are only inch, one step, one idea, and I just put one person away. And in our professional, a lot of people gave up before they met the person that really helped them, took off. And it could be that person is you watching this. You're the one who watching this, or someone that is and you can share this information with them that will really help themselves, because that person is looking for that person, looking for that 1 inch, one laser razor edge, someone just to show them the way, so turn on the light for them. Because last time we talked about fear, and fear comes from not knowing. And a lot of people, they fear to take a step in life to improve their health, improve their career, improve their financial situation, because they don't know. And we need people like yourself and myself to turn on the light for them. And if you're watching this replay, please do us a favor, pay it forward. Share with a loved one. Share with someone that you know that they really need to turn on the light. You could be the switch to the light. Turn it on. Let them see the light. Let them understand there's a better way. There's a better way for earning income. There's a better way to change their health. Maybe lose weight. Maybe, look better, feel better, have more energy. And that's why we're doing this, because we want to make it different. When you turn on the light, when you help someone educate and understanding, they will become a better person one day because of you. And, we are all here in this world to have a purpose, to help other people too. And that's the beauty of the journey that we all with, Mike, because we understand we're not only trying to help ourselves first, so that we become the best version of who we are, but we also want to help other people we come in contact with.
Yeah.
Because one day we'll leave this world, but maybe our name will appear on this testimony because we say something, we give them something, we share them a books or some information that change the trajectory of their life, the direction of their journey. And they become a better person because we share something with them that they never had before. So, if you're watching the replay, bless you, because you are looking for something. And like Mike said, if your ways, you've been trying different ways and different method, different platform, and didn't work, maybe give it a try. And he was saying, John saying, trying is failing with honor. Mate, trying is better than nothing. If you keep sitting on the fence, you won't enjoy the game. If you want to enjoy the game, get in, put the socks, shoes, get in, get dirty, get, bruising. And, because that's how you want to enjoy life. Because Mike and myself has been through that journey, and we had enough of sitting on the fence. We want to enjoy the game too. So we chime in, we get dirty, we get bruising, we got hit, we got down, we got up, we're failing forward, but we're loving it because we see the change in our journey, our family, the people around us. The world is better when you get into it. Get into it, take cuts, take goals. Like Bob said, it's all coming now, Mike. It's all coming. I better stop.
You're on a roll, Joey. You're on a roll. But you're absolutely right. It does take guts, and it takes courage to change, to do something. It takes courage to stand up and announce to the world that you want something different. That you're not happy with what you have. To be honest, listen, you can be satisfied with what you've got, but it's okay to want more.
Yeah.
You don't have to accept the things the way they are. You can choose to change them. You can choose to change them. But I think, Joey, you're absolutely right. A lot of people don't know what to do. And that's why I would ask you, look, if you did know what to do, what would you do? If you did know what it was that you wanted, what would it be? How is it that you want to live your life? What difference, could you make in your life today? What little thing, make a list. of what John was saying. Make a list of the 6 things that you want to focus on, and work on number 1 until you have it complete. Like Joe, you know, like, to be honest, you're going into this 90-day run. You know, like, to be honest, you need to make a list, you know, and help your team make a list of those 6 things, you know, and work on it until it's done. You know, it's going to be incredible. Like, if you're watching this, you know, wherever you are in the world, doesn't matter to me, you know, but, you know, set a goal for 90 days. What is it that you want? You know, how do you want to look and feel in 90 days? Tie that to an event that you might be going to. Maybe you're going on holiday. Maybe you're going to a christening or a wedding, or, you know, an anniversary coming up or something like this, a birthday party, maybe one of your kids' birthday parties, maybe a friend or family, you know, member, you know, is having an event and you're going to it. You know, think about how you want to look and feel, and then write down a list of the 6 things that you need to do on a daily basis, which are going to move you towards that goal. 1 could be get up in the morning and go for a walk. 2 could be to, you know, eat healthier food, eat more vegetables. You know, 3 could be drink more water. 4 could be exercise 3 times a week. You know, 5 could be, I don't know, something else. You know, it's your goals, it's your list. You write down your list of things. And if you focus on doing those things, are you going to move closer towards your goal? Absolutely. You know, if you make good choices, are you going to move closer towards your goal? Absolutely. You know, so goals are important. You've got to have them. You know, not having a goal is like, you know, I don't know, what's it like if you don't have a goal? You're just, you know, what is it that Earl Nightingale says? He says you're like a ship without a captain. Do you know what I mean? You're just destined to crash and to sink, you know? So you've got to have a goal. You've got to have a goal. So, look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You do what you want. Do you know what I mean? But Joey and I are going to do what we're going to do. And we're going to make a difference, not just for ourselves, but for other people too. Because it's about making a difference in the world, about helping people to become what they want to become, you know? And in most cases, people want better. They want something better for themselves, better for their family. And the truth is, you can have it. You just need to know what it is that you want and go after it. Make a decision. And, you know, like, there's going to be people out there that are going to doubt you and try and, you know, get you to change back, because they don't want you to change. It's not that they don't want you to be successful. It's that they don't want to get left behind. So make sure whatever it is you're doing, you can bring them along with you, you know. Anyway, boy, I'm telling you, Joe, like, this is coming to a head, and the more I'm thinking about it, I keep having flashbacks to things that Bob was saying about, you know, when he was, you know, in London, and he'd be in the Playboy bar, and he's sitting around thinking, you know, everybody is a bum. I'm a bum. Do you know what I mean? And all this kind of stuff, you know? Like, sometimes you just got to change your environment. You know, like, your environment needs to change. You know, I come down to my office to do this because it's a different environment. You know, I like the environment I was in last week. Do you know what I mean? It was like outside, it was sunny, it was lovely, you know? So, like, I don't know, but it comes down to the moments. It's all about the moments, Joe, and it's what you do in those moments, the decisions that you make in those moments. You know, even with family, you know, like, sometimes, you know, maybe your partner or a loved one might say something to you, and it's what you do in that moment is what's going to dictate that outcome. I could fly off, I got red hair, I could fly off the handle at any moment. I used to be like that, you know, not anymore, right? Yeah. So that I try to be more, not measured, but there's no point. There's no point in getting upset. Because sometimes if someone's upset with me, you know, I just think, well, that upset is in them, it's not in me. I'm not upset, they're upset. You know, why do I need to get upset too? Now that doesn't mean to say that I shouldn't be empathic or try and try and understand why they're upset, you know. But, you know, lots of times when people are having an emotion, you were talking about it earlier, you know, and you're a great example of, you know, people are mirroring you. They're mirroring your attitude, you know, because you've got this great attitude. You're this light, you know, this positivity, you know, whereas you can go into a room where, you know, people are gossiping and moaning and everything else like that, and they're mirroring each other. They're getting angry and they're getting angry and angry and angry and angry. You know, I don't want to be like that. Yeah. I don't want to be like that. I want to be that light. You know, I want to be that positivity. So But it can be strange. You know, it can be strange because, you know, you can feel that energy is so real that's inside of you. It's so real, you know, and by you, I mean you and you watching on the replay. That energy that's inside you is contagious. You know, so how do you want that energy to be? You know, you want it, if you want people to catch something from you, you want them to catch the good stuff off you, right? Not any bad stuff, not negativity. You know, like if you spend a lot of time moaning and whinging to people and telling people why you can't have this and I don't have this and everybody else is better than me, you know, because they've all got this stuff and I want that. You can have it, but you know, like you've got to change your thinking. You need to go and instead of saying, oh, you know, that person is so lucky. They're not lucky. They just do something different. They're doing it in a different way. Study them. Study that person and find out why they're successful. You know, and then do what they do. But don't copy them. Be you. You know, I love it. You know, like I love being me. Just me. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be anybody else. You know, because I think I'm pretty good. You know, so I just need to be the best me that I can be. And that will be good enough. In fact, it's going to be better than being crap.
Yeah.
Like if I've got a crap attitude, I'm going to get crap outcomes. Yeah, I have to have a good attitude. If I've got a good attitude, I get great outcomes. You know? So anyway, Joe, finish us off. Come on.
Thank you, Mike. I thought we were done with that. You kind of close it out for us. But anyway, thank you for the opportunity, Mike. Always a pleasure to be with you every Sunday. And, you know, we lay the foundation every week through this platform. And you go out there with your journey. I go out with my journey here in Australia. But the energy and the vibration is in the same level because we make the commitment to be here, you know, in person, have the conversation, share some ideas, and make an impact on different people's life. And if you're watching this, you know, we have to remind you, whatever happened in the past, I think Mike talked about it before. You can't change it. Don't worry about it. Whatever is done is done. Tomorrow is a new day. You know, new abundance for you, new opportunities. Just go out there and live. You know, go out there and live. You know, and make the most of it. Enjoy every moment of it. And if you have to wake up 1 hour earlier to study, or go for a walk, or go to the gym and exercise, do it because you won't regret. That little commitment will make a big difference in your journey. And believe yourself, believe in good people, believe in good health, believe in knowledge, believe in wisdom. Keep learning, keep studying, and apply what you learn. Because at the end of the day, it's the understanding and application that make a big difference in your life. So enjoy the rest of your week. If you're watching this, we just want to let you know we're proud of you and thank you. Leave down some comment, you know, things that we need to improve or need something that you want to share with us. You're more than welcome because this platform is for each and every one of us to live a happy life, a healthy life, and a life full of abundance. Mike, over and out. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
See you later, buddy.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. Now we say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do, and you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.